Hello and welcome back to another segment in our Ultimate Hockey Logo March Madness series. We had such a good time in the first two, and we crowned two logos to move on. Actually, I'm not going to say, in case you haven't watched the video yet, please go watch those. That's my mistake. I'm joined here with Brent. My name's Neil, Jason, and Joey off to my far right. We're going to go through 32 teams total and an entire bracket. And here's what the bracket looks like. And we're going to start off on the left-hand side at the top. And the first matchup is the Nanaimo Clippers from the BCHL versus the Markham Thunder of the CWHL, which is a women's team.
Okay.
I'm getting Dallas Stars vibes.
I can see that a little bit, like the new redesigned Dallas Stars logo, because the section of the D splits between the white and the just a little bit of the gray for dimension. Yeah, I can see that. The Clippers, I guess Nanaimo is a coastal city, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's on the east coast of Vancouver Island, about an hour north of Victoria, maybe more, maybe an hour and a half.
The Clippers one to me is weird because there's a hockey stick in it, but it makes no sense relative to the rest of the logo.
I mean, it's going the opposite direction of the...
Yeah, it's just like there's clearly a clipper ship sailing, and all of a sudden there's just a stick in the front of it.
There's almost going to be a collision, it seems.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I agree.
I don't really care for the colors either.
I agree. It's obviously designed well before the...
This is another one of this is another one of those black and white logos with colored text.
Yeah. And what's the main element here? Is it the giant font? Is it the stick, or is it the ship? My eyes are kind of torn to go all over the place. The Markham Thunder, it's simple, but there's
not much to it.
There's not much to it.
It does have a lightning bolt for the Thunder.
Yeah.
But just looking at that, you wouldn't know. It could be the Lightning, which is not even the right.
Yeah.
To me, it looks
team
more like
name.
a shoulder patch than a main logo.
Yeah.
But I do like it more than the Clippers. My vote would be for the Markham Thunder.
Mine would be too, but not enthusiastically.
Yeah.
I don't predict this will go far,
I
but
agree.
it's better than the Nanaimo's logo.
You going with the Clippers?
Yeah.
Just barely. Yeah. Neither of these logos really do it for me.
Okay, I'm not going to go for the Clippers.
You're going to go for the Thunder?
We're going for the Thunder.
Very low win for the Thunder.
All right, sounds good. Thunder moving on. The next matchup is the Rittner Bomb with the Alps HL versus the Mississauga Chargers of the OJHL. It's not even close to me.
Wow.
This looks like pre-production versus production.
It looks like Phil Kessel's father versus Phil Kessel in shape. And covered in metal.
What?
I don't understand. He kind of looks like Phil Kessel, but an even fatter version of Phil Kessel.
That guy's not fat. That guy's ripped.
I don't think so.
Look at his arms. He's ripped.
No, that's sag.
He's got pecs, man.
I think that's sag.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I think he's jacked. I think that's like the transporter.
But the dude that in the Chargers, I bet you he's ripped.
Yeah, but you can't tell because he's got armor on.
Yeah,
He
but
could be pasty
true.
white like me.
yeah.
Show me. Although I will go with the Chargers.
Yeah, 100%.
because
Me too.
That's easy.
Me too.
All right.
Easy one.
Next matchup is the Moncton Wildcats of the QMJHL versus the
Frölunda.
Frölunda Indians of the SHL of Sweden.
The Wildcats logo does not look as good here as I thought it did in my head.
Yeah, so the version that we're looking at, there's a white outline, jaggedy outline. Just ignore that. That's not supposed to be there. It's just
Just imagine it being on a white background.
it's a bad file.
Neither one of them really say hockey.
That's right.
You could kind of make an argument for both, but not a strong one.
I'll probably go with Frölunda on my.
Me too.
My
I
end.
prefer the Wildcats logo, but it needs to be redone.
Yeah,
Like if that was redone,
that Bobcat doesn't look right.
The face needs to be redone.
yeah. I prefer the Frölunda Indians. That would get my vote.
Yep.
Okay, moving on.
Next up is the Lugano team from the Swiss National League, and they're facing off against the Calgary Hitmen of the WHL. This one's easy for me.
You're going Calgary Hitmen.
Calgary Hitmen.
Yeah.
Calgary Hitmen all
Do
the
you
way.
see the elements from the Calgary Inferno logo
I-
taken from this one?
I do not like the brown on the Hitman logo.
I think there's different versions of the Hitman logo, but
It's like
I
a brown
agree.
and then a red and then a black.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
That brown is unnecessary. But
I agree.
I still think it's better than the other one.
It's better, but I don't like that sideways text going down like that.
Mhm.
Seems like it was just kind of added.
yep, I agree with that.
Okay, we're in contest. Use it. We're moving on.
Okay, next up is the Silver Tips in the WHL versus the Knoxville Ice Bears in the SPHL. Bear versus bear.
This is interesting.
This is quite interesting. They're almost identical.
So the Ice Bears there's meant to be like an orange light coming up from the bottom left, kind of shining on his side.
Yep. They've got some mountains in the background too, which is nice. I prefer the colors of the Ice Bears because it's unique. Orange and
The
purple.
Ice Bear itself looks better than.
I like the text on both of them because it's not just some text that you typed and shaped it. It looks like it's actually made to be there.
Yep. I think I prefer the silver tip text.
Yes.
Because it's split and it gives a bit of highlight to it. But overall, the logo that I prefer is the Ice Bear, so they will get my vote.
I don't like the color of the bear on the silver tips. I don't like that choice of whatever it is.
Yellow
like,
and
like a
green.
brownish, yellow, beige. Like
Yep, I agree. Ice Bears.
Ice Bears.
All right,
Bears.
moving on. Next matchup is the Razan from the Russian VHL versus the Okotoks Oilers.
Okotoks Oilers.
The AJHL.
Wow.
At first glance, I was feeling the Okotoks Oilers because it is nice, but that Russian one has a classic feel to it. But the puck in this inside looks like the most generic
Clip art.
vector clip art puck ever.
Yeah.
I really like the colors of the Russian one.
I do
The
too.
light blue,
I love the
the
colors.
skyline.
Yeah.
And
It's
the
a
shield.
Rangers shield-ish.
It's got a puck. It's got a stick. They both do, I guess.
I'm not feeling the Russian one.
I'm gonna go with the Oilers too.
So am I.
Yeah.
I think we may have a trouble.
No. My final vote is for the Oilers one, but I don't hate the Russian one.
Yeah, I don't either. And I'm okay with going with the Oilers. I'm 50-50 on it.
Okay.
All right, moving on. The
Neftian Almetsievsk.
Good job. In the VHL to Russia versus the Orlando Solar Bears, ECHL.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure you're wearing that shirt.
Solar Bears represent
So I think we know which one you're picking.
Solar Bears every day of the week.
Yep.
Yep,
Yeah, I like Solar Bears here.
that was easy.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Next up, the three Eagles of the BCHL
Joey, you're on TV.
versus the Sturgeon Falls of the
I was laughing at the
GMHL.
eagle face.
Yeah.
Looks like he just walked out of the boat.
The eagle face is just he's not mad, he's not dangerous, he's just disgusted with something. Something's just happened and he's like, oh my god.
I like him.
I don't
I think he looks angry.
I don't know.
I like his colors.
I think we're in for trouble here.
Yeah.
My vote's for the Eagles.
My vote is
No.
also for the Eagles.
No. I can't do it. Look at his face.
Yeah,
he looks angry.
No, he looks like someone
looks
next to him made
looks
a bad
annoyed.
smell. Yeah. What was that?
Yeah.
Is that you? Yeah, I don't like the Sturgeon Falls logo a whole lot. I just have more dislike for that face of that eagle.
I'm the complete opposite.
I hate the stick in that.
I'm going with Sturgeon Falls on this one.
Oh, we're in trouble, boys.
I don't like it. I don't like the coloring. It looks like
I don't like the colors. I
color
don't like the
combination's
stick.
terrible. Just see, look at the tape on the stick. It's so low effort. It's just a line that doesn't even go to the tip of the stick or the edge of the stick. It's just thrown on there. And is he laying down? Is he standing but looking up at the camera? Is he jumping at you? Like, I don't know. I
would have to say he's looking up at the
There's
camera.
so many rolls and muscles on him. I don't know the perspective of how he's looking because there's no bottom half of him.
He's looking up. We're looking down.
I think he has too many muscles.
Does he?
That doesn't look right.
It doesn't look right. Either.
Yeah.
I don't understand. What does he have?
He has like a muscle coming out right here.
Yeah, it doesn't- I have to vote Eagles. I can't sway my vote.
I can go Eagles.
You
Just-
swaying?
Yeah. Like I don't like either one of them. It's all about
I'm
the hate.
sticking with it. I can't do that face. It's like he's just unamused by somebody.
All right.
Yeah.
That is, the Eagles move on.
Right.
Not very far, I predict.
Okay, so moving on to round 2 in this bracket, we got the Markham Thunder of the CWHL versus the Mississauga Chargers of the OJHL.
Chargers.
Chargers.
Easy peasy. Next matchup, the Frölunda Indians of the SHL versus the Calgary Hitmen of the WHL. Ooh.
gonna lean towards Calgary.
I'm definitely leaning towards Calgary, but
But it's
I
not.
tend to agree with a lot with what Jason said earlier about the brown.
I
not
just
working.
don't like that brown. I don't know why
Yeah.
it's there. That's a poor choice.
But I've seen other versions of the logo without the brown, and I don't know if
What is the thing under his left hand, which would be the hand on the right? Is it?
it's his
The
elbow.
two lines coming down.
Yeah, like what is that whole blackness? That's
That's this part of his arm.
so
right
it's
here.
like this.
Yeah.
He's got
Okay.
like a lump
Okay.
here though.
Yeah, it must be part of his glove or something. I don't know. I mean, coming back to the classic statement, if you ask me what league or what sport that one the Froland, is that how you say?
Frölunda.
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 It could be anything. It could be football. It could be lacrosse. It could be.
The thing about it is they're called the Indians, and it's a team out of Sweden. Are there Indians in Sweden that look like that? Is that not a Native American?
I don't know.
That's the difficulty I've always had with the logo. I like the logo. I like that they're honoring an indigenous part of our culture in North America, but I don't know the connection.
I think we did at one point, but forget.
Yeah, and I agree. It could be multi-sportive, and of course in Europe, it often is the case where one logo in one city might have 10 different iterations. There might be a hockey team and a bandy team and curling team that all actually have the same logo, so they can't make it too specific to one sport. So I get that too.
But
Calgary has a
the
great
Hitman
logo.
doesn't even exist.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
at least that's an actual thing that does exist somewhere.
Yep.
I prefer the colors of the Frölunda Indians.
So do I.
I think it looked better on a jersey,
I think
but it has no hockey elements.
that's
to
what
it,
I mean.
and the Hitman does.
The Hitman is a hockey player.
Yep. My vote would be the Hitman.
Me too.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
Next matchup is the Knoxville Ice Bears from the SPHL versus the Okotoks Oilers.
Ice Bears.
Me too. I love the colors.
As well. Yep. Ice Bears
Yes, correct.
for me. All right. Next up, the Orlando Solar Bears versus the Surrey Eagles.
That one should have even won the last round. Come
ECHL
on.
versus BCHL.
They should
I'm
almost-
going with the Eagle.
Eagle for the win. No, just
For
kidding.
comedy
Solar
factors?
No,
Solar Bears.
this is 100% Solar Bears.
Bears. Okay. Glad
Like
we're in
close.
When we're looking at these, the Solar Bears is on the left and the Eagles on the right. But if they were actually reversed, they'd almost be looking at each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which would be kind of funny. But yeah, Solar Bears.
All
Maybe
right.
he's annoyed by how cool that guy is.
Could
Ooh,
be.
could be.
I can't compete with that.
All right, here we go. Round 3 of this side of the bracket. The Mississauga Chargers from the OJHL versus the Calgary Hitmen from the WHL. Similar color schemes here.
I'm going with the Chargers because it doesn't have that brown.
I go with the Chargers because I think it's the more modern and more modern logo, and it actually has depth.
I agree. I
And
like the Chargers.
Unique font.
Among these two, or between these two.
What would you have chosen?
Whoa. Excuse me.
I chose.
Oh.
I chose first.
Next matchup, the Knoxville Ice Bears from the SPHL versus the Orlando Solar Bears from the ECHL. Again, bear versus bear.
Classic ice versus hot.
And you've got some orange and purple versus some orange and purple here.
But there's like little bits of blues in that too.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, I like the colors better on the Solar Bears.
I do as well.
Solar Bears. 100% for me.
Yep, they have my vote.
It doesn't matter, but I think the Ice Bears would win for me here, just because it's an aggressive logo. It's not relaxing. So I think that's what turns the tide in favor of the Ice Bears for me. But I'm I love the Solar Bears logo myself. So
Okay.
Yep.
All right, the final matchup on this side of the bracket in Pool 5 is the Mississauga Chargers of the OJHL versus the Orlando Solar Bears of the ECHL. It's actually kind of tough. You've got something that has an aggressive personality to it versus something that has a more relaxed, I'm better than you are almost kind of feel. I still prefer the colors of the Orlando Solar Bears. And it makes sense for that part of the world. Like the Chargers could be from any team. That could be a CFL team. That could be a lacrosse team. That could be anything. That has a hockey element in it. I like the colors better, and my vote's for the Solar Bears.
And that's what breaks the tie for me, is the hockey stick
Mm-hmm.
and the Solar Bears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Solar Bears moving on.
Solar Bears are
Bears.
moving on to the finals in this bracket. All right, starting off on the right side of the bracket in pool number 6, the first matchup is the Augsburger Panthers in the DEL versus the Linköping in the SHL of Sweden. How do we feel about this? Both logos are fairly, well, they are two-dimensional. There's not really any depth to either. The Panther one a little bit.
If the Panther one had a black background, would you like it better? So it was just text and then an outline of the cat. And that's all you saw. Like,
yes.
I would have to imagine that their jersey's not white.
Well, they have to have a white jersey.
I suppose. It just looks...
The Panther head is the same size as the font. There's competing major elements going on. I prefer the colors. I like the green and the black together. I like the red and the black together. It's like a Jamaican thing for me a little bit with the stripes on the face of the Panther. That looks like the New York Rangers colors, the Linköping one.
Looks like a child drew it.
Yeah, there's not enough.
Really.
There's not enough in it.
Yeah, there's just not enough.
I agree.
Also, apparently his head is hollow because the inside of his mouth is the same color as the background.
Yeah.
So is it a mask or is it I don't know. I prefer the Panthers.
Panthers.
That's my vote.
I agree.
Panther. It's actually Panther.
Panther, yeah.
It's one Panther
Panthers.
playing against everybody.
Next matchup, the Omaha Lancers from the USHL versus the
Sakhalin.
Sakhalin Akuli from the
Sakhalinski. Yeah, Sakhalinski Akuli.
Anyways, they're from the MHL in Russia.
I am 100% with that shark.
Really?
I love it.
It's pretty awesome. But it's very similar to the San Jose Sharks logo with the triangle in the background, making it almost the same shape.
Doesn't matter. That looks awesome.
I like the Lancers logos better, and I love that the sword comes through the actual font, giving it total dimension. I vote Lancers.
Isn't a lance like a long pole though?
That's
it's not
right.
a sword.
That's right. A lancer is a
That's
dude,
what's
on,
throwing
a, dude
me
on a
off.
horse with a thing that I
That's
could
a
poke
very
you from.
good point.
You are correct.
Way to go, Joey.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with a shark on that, just based on that. Cause
I think I might have to go shark
that's
too.
throwing me off.
All right. Shark moves on.
All right.
Next matchup, the Peoria Rivermen in the SPHL versus the Greenville Swamp Rabbits from the ECHL.
Heck yeah.
You guys going Riverman?
Heck no, it's a Swamp Rabbit. That thing's freaking amazing.
The carrot.
The
for
carrot
a
is a
stick.
stick. He's ripped. His face is pissed. The R in the rabbits makes a hockey stick. The font is unique.
It's not
amazing.
a fair comparison. The Riverman logo's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not a fair comparison.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Swamp rabbits.
Swamp rabbits all the way.
Next up, the Bakersfield Condors.
Oh, and the
from
Locomotive.
AHL.
Yaroslavl.
Yes, versus Locomotive from the KHL.
Wow.
Very iconic logo.
Yeah, very much.
I'm 100% down with it.
Locomotive?
Yep.
Me too.
Puck
All the
for a
way.
wheel.
It's simple. I like it.
It is super simple.
I like it.
Colors are great. The front of the train looks like a goalie mask.
It does.
Oh,
Yep.
right. Yeah.
I mean, the condor looks pretty cool too.
The Condors is
pretty detailed. But
it's pretty awesome.
And that bottom, that backwards E shape almost, that, behind the puck, to the left of the puck. Anyone who is familiar with the Fredericton Express logo from
Yes.
the 1980s would maybe see a similarity
Yep.
there, which I like. So that's nice.
So, we're in agreement?
What are you voting?
I'm voting train.
Joey?
Locomotive.
Locomotive for me. Yeah.
Locomotive.
Same for me, Locomotive. Next matchup, the Calgary Mustangs of the AJHL versus the Wawasikapo Wolverines, or sorry, Wawasikapo, probably. Wolverines of the MJHL.
Doesn't that look like an NFL logo?
Looks like the Denver Broncos.
Broncos.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind it, but the swirl. I don't like that swirl.
Um,
Come on the bottom.
I still think it's better than the other one, though.
that other one, I know it's a claw, but it looks like a turd with things coming out of it.
I was going to say bear claw, but turd works too.
It looks like a bear claw.
Looks like a turd, man. That's a turd.
Those claws,
Turd
that's what
claw.
it felt like coming out.
Exactly.
It's that panther all over again.
I like the colors of the Wolverines one, though. The black and the red look good together.
I'm going with the Mustangs.
I'm also going with Mustangs.
I go with the Wolverines on this one.
I'm not a big fan of the Mustangs logo. I don't think I'll vote for it next time, but I think this time I have to. But
All right, Mustangs
Yeah.
moving on. Next up, the Toronto Blue Ice Jets from the GMHL versus the Vancouver Giants of the WHL. The Toronto Blue Ice Jets.
That's a weird name.
It
Yeah.
is a strange name.
do you see any blue in the logo?
No.
Okay. I just thought it was me.
It's
I am
monochrome
colorblind.
other than the Canadian flag on the front of the...
I'm down with the Giants.
Me too. It's
Also-
not even close for me. As much as I love airplanes, that's just too
What's the plane missing?
missing a tail.
Exactly.
But God knows what else.
The Giants logo is just simple.
Yeah.
And it works.
It has like a very quick glance has almost a New England Patriots vibe to it. If you look at it real
A little
quick,
bit. You get the classic shield, but it also makes the G because it kind of wraps around and up around the guy's arm,
Yeah.
back in to make the shape of a G. Canadian
Yeah.
Maple
Yeah.
Leafs on there.
Well done.
Hockey stick, it's a little long.
he's a big man.
Maybe he's Chara.
He's a
Yeah.
lumberjack
Yeah.
and he's okay.
Yeah, Giants moving on. Next up is the
Slovak.
Piestany
Piestany.
30 SHK 37, the Slovakia X Liga versus the Muskegon Lumberjacks and the USHL. I love the colors on the 37 team.
Me too. It just
That
jumps
purple
you.
and yellow.
Yeah, it's
Ooh.
beautiful. And they worked the 37 in, so it's not in the way.
Yeah.
I like that part.
I
And
don't-
sometimes it's just a 4-digit ear just
Yes.
plastered on and just looks so out of place.
Yeah, but the other logo, I mean,
yeah.
Lumberjacks, you have the circular saw, which makes up the outside, which is very unique. The hockey stick kind of looks like an axe. It's painted like the axe because some of them have the red bit of paint on the edge. It also looks like hockey tape. I will say that the Lumberjacks logo looks like a shoulder patch, and the other one looks like a main logo. And based on that and the colors, I'll vote for the 37.
It's close for me, but I think the 37 as well.
Okay.
Enjoy.
I'm torn because 37 reminds me of the Baltimore Ravens logo.
It does.
Oh,
A
yeah.
lot. A lot. And even the number font, I think, is similar. But the Lumberjack, like, it's all hair. You have a face. It's just hair. It's throwing me off. I
One of the
don't know.
things on Star Trek.
Dribbles.
Dribbles.
It's a dribble. A dribble with some teeth in there.
I'm going to have to go, just because it's creative, the Lumberjacks. I like that hockey stick with the axe.
Putting on me
You were going to
again.
go Lumberjacks.
There you go.
Were you?
Yeah.
The color scheme reminds me of like the Minnesota Wild's colors.
Yeah.
Basically.
Where's Muskegon?
Michigan.
Close.
Joey's right with the Ravens. If he wouldn't have said that, I probably would have gone with them. But yeah, no, I gotta go with the Lumberjacks actually.
Okay.
I feel
Because
like
there's more hockey element in it.
Yeah, that could be
it
anything.
has a hockey element.
Yeah.
You're right.
That's true. I could go over.
I could, based on that, I can let my vote go away and
Me too.
side with the Lumberjacks based on the fact that it does have a hockey element.
Lumberjacks moving through.
Next up is the Windsor Spitfires
Oh.
of the OHL versus the Wilsburg Grizzlies of the DEL. in Germany.
Wilsburg Grizzlies, 100%. No, I'm just kidding.
You want to fight.
We are no longer friends.
Yeah.
Is that how you spell Grizzlies? Is it a different way?
LIES in some cases, but I think they're both
I
acceptable.
think I know what
Okay.
you're voting for.
Yeah, you have a pretty good guess. Yeah, you just rolled up your sleeve there,
I think
buddy.
you know what I'm voting for.
Yeah.
Boys, what are you saying?
Oh, Spitfires, hand down.
Spitfires?
Yeah.
All right, Spitfires moving on.
Nice.
All right, moving on to the next section of this side of the bracket. We have the Panther from the DEL versus the, I'm just going to call them the Sharks, from the MHL in Russia. I'm going Sharks.
Yep,
It's a
100%.
more modern logo, and
100%.
the colors, I prefer the colors.
Yep, I agree.
Yes.
Okay, Sharks moving on. Next up, it's the Greenville Swamp Rabbits from the ECHL versus the Locomotive out of the KHL. A very iconic logo versus a very silly yet amazing logo.
This is tough.
I like that locomotive one, man. I don't know
I love
what-
it.
I don't know what it is about it. It's so simple. And normally I don't like simple stuff,
I love it.
but I'm all about it for some reason. I don't know. There's something about it that's just tell me that yes, you gotta love me, and I do.
I love the Swamp Rabbits, and I have a T-shirt of my own, which I wear proudly from time to time. But between these two, I have to go Locomotive. I'm sorry.
Where you going? Swamp?
Sorry, Kale. I'm voting for the Swamp Rabbits.
Same.
Oh no.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this comes down to
You.
if we play. No, I've already said I'm
Oh,
going
it's
for the
2-2?
Locomotive.
2-2.
I can't. That logo is extremely iconic. I don't disagree with anything you guys are saying, but the modernness and the creativity of that one, the hockey stick, the carrot that comes into the hockey stick. He looks angry. He's wearing a hockey helmet. There's a hockey stick coming out of the R. The font is unique. The colors work. I can't, in good conscience, switch my vote to Locomotive. I just can't.
Good
I
conscience.
can't. I won't be able to sleep tonight.
I don't like the color of the text. It's another brown color. Why are we doing brown in this day and age?
Because, man,
They could have done anything they wanted, but they went with brown.
well, it's more orange than brown, I think.
Kind of. It's like a brownie orange.
Burnt orange.
That's fair. I don't know why we get into that, but okay. Now, if we're
He's wearing gloves, too.
so one has a stick. Well, one has two sticks technically. One has a
Yeah.
puck. And one of them
has something that looks like a tire.
one of them is wearing a helmet. Right?
Yes.
Well, that could be a helmet too,
Technically,
though.
they both have helmets.
Could be a goalie helmet. I don't know. It's just
I don't know. The Locomotive one is awesome.
The puck looks like a tire.
Okay, and then you come back to having text.
It looks
no
like a hot
text
dog on a
versus
tire.
text. No text versus text.
Yeah.
There's text. There's a big A.
Yeah, but that's in the back.
It's the most-
There's depth in that picture. There's 3 levels of layers.
Yeah, but it's the most generic A ever.
But that's what I mean. It's simple, but it's effective.
I like the logo a lot. It just the Swamp Raps are in a different league for me.
All right,
I'm not willing to swap my vote.
how do we go from here? You got to be willing.
Are you willing?
We got to have debate. I'm not saying
is
no.
debate.
I'm not saying no. But if we all say we're all not going to change our vote, then see you later next time, folks.
I'm so strongly opinionated towards the Swamp Rabbits that I can't justify changing my vote to the Locomotive.
It's on you, Joey.
I don't know. I can't sway mine either. There's just it seems like there's something. It's a great logo, but there's something missing. There's not much to it. There's a lot of detail in the Swamp Rabbits logo,
Yeah.
and that's what I go for. Like that personally, I like detailed.
But I like less is more. Less detail with still lots of meaning.
You're not willing to sway your vote?
I'm a bit ambivalent. I do love the Swamp Rabbits. I've been attached to them for some time. I love the concept. I love the name of the team and what they've done with the logo. I like all the things you said. In fact, I agree with them.
Mm-hmm.
I just happen to like the Locomotive logo better than this one in this moment.
Jason?
I'm with them. So I think in the fairness of this video,
Well,
I'm going to have to switch. We'll go Swamp Rabbits.
You sure?
I'll go Swamp Rabbits. Here's what I'll say. I 100% like the Locomotive one better. I'm not going to apologize for that. But other than the puck, I wouldn't pick up on the goalie mask necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the Swamp Rabbits one, it's undeniable a hockey logo.
That is true.
Do you think that the Locomotive one has a chance to win this entire competition?
I don't know because we haven't seen all them all yet.
But from what we have seen.
I don't know.
Do you think the Swamp Rabbits does?
I don't know. I don't want to give spoilers. If you're asking me if there's ones that I've liked better than that, I will say absolutely.
Better than the Swamp Rabbits?
Yes.
Yeah,
I agree.
me too.
Is there ones I've seen that I like better than the Locomotive? Yes. So in the end, this doesn't matter.
That's right.
So
Okay.
I will be the pony, and I will give up my vote. I will be eliminated from the island. My torch goes out. Swamp rats. Swamp rats. Swamp rats are moving on.
All right.
All right, the next matchup is the Calgary Mustangs from the AJHL versus the Vancouver Giants from the WHL. This one's easy for me.
Giants.
Giants.
Yep.
Can't they all be like
Yeah,
that?
why can't we all be like yeah, exactly.
Next matchup is the Windsor Spitfires from the OHL versus the Muskegon Lumberjacks from the USHL.
Spitfires.
Spitfires.
Spitfire.
All the way.
All right, here we are down to the final four on this side of the pool, or this side of the bracket. In Pool 6, we've got the Sharks logo from the MHL out of Russia versus the Greenville Swamp Rabbits out of the ECHL.
I like the Shark logo, but I'm going Swamp Rabbits on this one because it's more hockey based.
Me too.
Swamp Rabbits.
There's no hockey elements, unfortunately, in the Russian one.
Yeah.
Okay, next up, the Vancouver Giants from the
man.
WHL versus the Windsor Spitfires of the OHL.
Spitfires for me.
I really like that Giants logo, and I also really like the Spitfires logo.
Wow.
I just
They're
noticed,
both designed in a way that's nice. They're kind of They're both like small shields, so they fit perfect as a crest on a
Yep.
jersey, and they both just come out of the crest a little bit.
I just noticed at the bottom of the T in Spitfires kind of looks like a hockey stick, and the red dot kind of looks like a puck a little bit, even though it's red.
Yep. I'd seen that the last time around.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
I was looking for hockey stuff on the Spitfire side. I love the logo. I love the name, and I love the artistry in it. You know, the firing guns and everything. But as far as a genuine hockey logo, I think I'd have to go Giants this time. As much as I love the Spitfires.
That's your official vote?
That's my official vote. Giants. It is.
My official vote is the Spitfires.
Okay.
What are you doing, Joey?
Oh, Spitfires.
Oh no!
That's my first vote. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I like the Spitfires one more.
Cool. That's fine. I'm very happy it's moving on.
The Giants
It has more hockey elements.
is a more hockey logo, but Windsor Spitfires is a very popular team, so there's also that kind of playing it a little bit too. And it's just a nice logo.
Yeah.
All right,
Oh,
so
man.
the finals in pool number 6 is the Greenville Swamp Rabbits versus the Windsor Spitfires. Two of my all-time favorite logos.
This is Spitfires for me.
If it's against the Swamp Rabbits, I would say Spitfires as well. Now, I didn't vote for it to move on, but now that it's here, I want to continue with it.
This would be
I'm going to
tough for
vote
you.
for the Swamp Rabbits. It has
Oh,
more,
Joey,
it has
it's on
more
you.
hockey elements.
I gotta go with Spitfires.
Oh.
I love the Swamp Rabbits. Spitfires is just too cool.
Wow.
Here.
Sorry to
That's
Swamp
okay.
Rabbits.
That's how this is meant to be.
Yeah.
Gutted. He's gutted.
All right, here we are. We are at the finals of Pool 5 and Pool 6. The entire bracket has come down to two teams, the Orlando Solar Bears of the ECHL versus the Windsor Spitfires of the OHL. Not an easy decision here.
No.
Both color combinations are pretty good.
I'm sticking with Spitfires. I think.
Me too.
I'm not sold on the Solar Bears.
Me too.
I'm torn.
Solar
so-
Bears are a little too laid back for me.
I think the Spitfires is cooler, but the colors on the Solar Bears are what do it for me on that one.
I just like Solar Bears. It's Orlando. It's applicable to the area where the team is. Although Canada flew Spitfires in World War
What's
II.
what's a Solar Bear?
Man, it's a bear chilling.
There's no such thing as a Solar Bear.
But if
there is
was,
such
he'd be
thing
wearing
as a
glasses
Spitfire.
and he'd be chilling.
It's a takeoff on the word polar bear. They've just changed
Yeah.
it to an S, and they put
But there's no
sunglasses
white
on
bears
it.
in Orlando.
Correct.
There's no Spitfires in Canada.
I
Was there
wouldn't say
ever?
that?
Could be.
Well, maybe for training, not for war.
Was there ever a white polar bear? Could have
At
been in a
zoo.
zoo.
Is this lost?
All right, we've got 2 and 2. I think, by the sounds of it. How we handling this?
2 and 2. No, I'm leaning more towards Spitfires.
Oh,
It was just the colors on the Solar Bears
I
that-
thought you meant the colors. As in
No.
that's what you wanted.
Cool.
You're Spitfires.
As far as a logo,
I'm
You're
Spitfires.
Spitfires. You're Spitfires.
yeah.
So you automatically are maybe going to lose this.
I'm 100% with the Spitfires winning, but I'll just for fun I'll cast my vote for the Solar Bears.
All right.
That's
So-
faithful.
Congratulations to this Windsor Spitfires. You're moving on to the Final Four in the Ultimate Hockey logo. Whew. We've got 3 finalists. We've got 1 video left to find the final
Fine.
logo of the 4. These outros, why are they always so awkward? But anyways, thanks guys for joining me. Thank you guys at home for watching. I hope you can hit the subscribe button down below. We will catch you in the next video in the series coming up real soon. Adios.